Hi everyone, it's Anne here again. I'm sure I'll get better at doing these vids the more I do, so here we go. What I've got here is a way of making very delicate papers strong enough to be able to stitch them. I was fiddling around in my workroom and Kerry had given me some lovely tissue paper and I wanted to make something from it using the sewing machine, but of course you can't just machine stitch tissue because where you perforate it with the needle it's just going to act like a postage stamp and it's going to rip. And anyway, it's something like an envelope needs to be very durable because you're using it all the time to take things out and put things in. And then I remembered this product that I used to use years ago when I was making dresses and things, and I call it Vilene. I don't know what it would be called where you are, but it's actually an iron-on interfacing. It comes like this. I think you can get it in black and grey, and you can get it in different thicknesses. This is a very thin one, and it's actually got two sides. It's got a matte side and a shiny side. Don't know if the camera can pick up that shine there, but that is actually the glue. And what you do is you iron it onto the fabric, or in this case the tissue paper. I've got a pad here, excuse me, and an iron so I can show you. This is one of our napkins and I've just cut a quarter of it out, and you have to separate the napkins so that you've just got the very top layer like that. And this is the piece of the interfacing. That's the shiny side, which I'm going to put down, and then the shiny side is facing up. Now I'm going to put the napkin on top like that, and I'm just going to put a piece of baked paper on just to protect A, the iron, and B, my image. I've got the iron set on, not its hottest, but about halfway. You can test it. If it's not hot enough to glue it down, then you maybe need to turn your iron up a bit, or leave the iron in contact with the tissue or whatever you're using for a bit longer. And please try a test piece first before you use your good images, just to make sure that it's safe. Yeah, that's stuck nicely. So that that napkin image is now really tough, and I can sew on that and it won't rip where the stitching holes are. We'll just try one of these other ones. This is some tissue paper that I've stamped some words on, just ordinary archival ink, I think it is. Again, look for which is the glossy side, because that's the ink, the glue. Glue side up, put the tissue down, cover it with a piece of protective baked paper. There we go. Hopefully that's done it. Yes, that's nicely stuck down. So now this tissue paper is really tough, and I can do what I like with it. It's not going to rip. So then I can cut out the pieces I want. If I wanted this little saying here, I can just cut that. Like that. And then that's ready to be stitched on to another piece of fabric or whatever I'm doing, lace. I've got some other ideas of things I could show you that you can use these for, so we might go into that in another video. The thing that I actually wanted to create when I came up with the violin idea was this, Kerry calls it snippet roll, which is lace, and it's got these images on it which obviously needed to be reinforced somehow, because just on their own the tissue image would fall off. But I've used the interfacing, the iron-on interfacing for all of these and stitched them on, and they're really strong, so no matter what you do with this or how rough you are with it, they're not going to tear. Anyway, Kerry's asked me if I'll do a video on exactly how I made this, so look out for that coming soon. Here's some that I did on some other papers so you can see how they turned out. These are some of our wrapping paper images, and you see that's no longer flimsy wrapping paper, that's got some substance to it, and you could cut those out and stitch them. This is some, again, tissue paper, which is very stiff, and these I thought were really nice. These are images out of a book, which look lovely when they're cut out and stitched on a piece of fabric. They look very vintagey. Just finally, this is a piece of very thin tissue that Kerry has, and I was able to make an envelope, and I just wanted to try as an experiment to see if I could then emboss on it, which I have used just some blue and purple embossing ink. So there you go. I hope you have fun, and thank you for watching.